Hey, Dano here with another in a long list of meatloaf recipes. Today it will be a number by a woman called Amanda Finks. Yes, that's her real name. And she came up with a recipe called a classic meatloaf, which is loved by millions. Okay, let's get to it. Rather than use a standard oven, like most people do, heated to 350 degrees for about an hour, I've decided to use a very simple 2-quart mini crock pot to which we're going to add the following ingredients. Okay, now I'm not sure that you can read the ingredient list. I used a pound, not a 90%, but 80/20 ground beef, a cup of dried bread crumbs, and that was a lie too because I actually used one slice of bread that I diced and about a quarter a cup of breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup of diced yellow onions, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 large egg that you beat the heck out of, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes, 3/4 cup of salt. No, wait, kill that. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. If you want to wreck the recipe, throw in 3/4 cup. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and then separate, put aside for the topping, you're going to use about a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of red wine. Ah, that sounds awesome. Okay, I start, after I throw all the ingredients together, I want to mix them as well as I can. The better you mix, the better the end product. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to take a plate, put a cross using 2 strips of aluminum foil that have been double folded. I'm going to lay the meatloaf mixture right in the middle of that cross. It'll still act as a way for me to lift up this whole thing and place it into the crock pot. I will also add a strip of bacon, which I don't show here, and then we'll begin to apply my toppings, which I will finish here in a second. So here we are with the crock pot, and I'm also, as part of the preparation, placing some peeled russet potato medallions in the bottom. These will cook nice and beautifully in about the 2.5 hours that I'm going to cook this on high. And once again, that time is variable. You sort of keep an eye on it depending on what kind of crock pot you got, how hot it gets, etc., etc. But we get that all done. And next I am going to take the meatloaf mixture, plop it right down there into the middle. Okay, and it's looking good, isn't it? It's really looking pretty darn good. I will then take the balance of my, most of my topping, the brown sugar, ketchup, and wine topping, and cover the meatloaf with that pretty well. But I want to reserve a little bit for late in the cooking process, and I'll show you that as we get toward the ends of this thing, toward the finished product. And there you have it. That's all you got to do. You plug that sucker in, set it for high, and you're done. Well, I have to admit, that looks really tasty. And you know what? It was. Join me again next time. This is Dano.